Okay, what's up, everybody? It's Bobby with DMH, your favorite X-Men's favorite nerd, and today we kind of have a special review to do. This is the first review that I was actually requested by a viewer to do when he saw the Yo DMH Cribs episode. If you haven't seen that, I recommend you go back and take a look at it. It's a pretty good shot of my collection if you're into collection videos, and I try to make it as entertaining as possible. So he saw the video and he requested that I do a review on this turtle set that I've had for some time. They're kind of my definitive turtles. And so yeah, and if anybody else has anything they'd like me to do that they saw in that video or whatever, just leave it in the comments and I will do it as soon as possible. Sometimes I have stuff set up in advance, so I can't really do it, but I will accommodate the best I can. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each one bit by bit. But what I kind of want to say at first is just the painting and stuff on here is just it's beautiful. Like it's a gorgeous set. It was done by the company NECA, and this was years and years and years ago. And it is a replica of Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's original turtle design. If you were into the comics, then you're familiar. And they're just a beautiful set. So we're going to go piece by piece and talk about the paint and so forth, and we're just going to work left to right. So we're going to start with Donatello. Okay, so this is Donatello. This is going to be the most lengthy one because the articulation is all the same for him. So we'll go through what makes him kind of unique, and then we'll move on from there. Articulation. What makes these guys so cool is that they're really posable, but it's not overdone. So the head is actually on a ball joint with a fairly good range of motion, and then the neck is on a hinge and a swivel, so you can pretty much get every kind of look you want out of him. Arms are on a hinge and a swivel, shoulders rather. Bicep is on a swivel, and the seam is it's hid beautifully in there. I mean, you can, unless you're looking for it, you really can't tell. Elbows are on a hinge. Wrists are on There's tight joints because I haven't messed with them a whole lot, but wrists are on a hinge and a swivel as well. Same for the other arm. Hips are on a hinge and a swivel. Knees are on a double ball joint. I mean a double hinge, a double joint, and with the knee pad here, it covers what would make it look ugly. So there's no problem there. Ankles are on a hinge. Not a whole lot of range of motion, but enough to get you everything you need. And only thing that I would want in a perfect world would be a waist swivel, but what are you going to do with that? Because it would bend the shell all up, and it wouldn't look right. And but an ankle tilt would have really topped these things off. The paint on all of them is gorgeous. There's washes here. There's like hand painted. The blacks in there. That's all hand done. There and there, like that's not a wash, or it may be a really thick wash, but it's still like it's not just thrown on kind of willy-nilly. Now there are washes thrown on here on the bow staff, but the black line work, that's a wash probably. But yeah, now all the molds are the same. The only thing that's different is there's the belts. Some of the belts are different. This one is a soft plastic. They're all soft plastic, and then the little ends of the eye mask are soft plastic. But the only thing that's different on the set are the head sculpts and the weapons, and a little bit of paint, but not much. So let's keep moving. As you can see, another my complaint real quick would be that there isn't a holster for the bow. So he's kind of got to carry it, but what are you going to do? You're going to not have him carry it? Chances are you're going to have him carry it anyway. So no real loss there. All right, so let's move on to Michelangelo. Also awesome. Same belt issue as Donatello, but no big deal. The nunchucks are on an actual chain, so the weight is right. Like I keep one set over his neck. There's a little bit of paint mishap there around the eye. Let me see if I can get a close up of that. It's just around that one eye. It's a little shabby. Come on. There. right there. You see the red on the eyeball. It should be all black there, but whatever. Different head sculpt, kind of, you know, fits the personality of the figure, or the character rather. Yeah, another well done unit. Looks just like him. This whole set was about $50, and you know, it was money well spent. I wish they'd do more. So yeah, pretty cool. I don't have a whole lot more to say. The teeth are painted here, so that's a difference. The other one didn't have teeth. Here's Leonardo. Same articulation, same everything. Gorgeous paint job again. Sword has like a black line work painted in, as well as gold painted on top of the red. It's a gorgeous. Look at all the black line work on the. You know, it's as if it's taken right out of the combo pages. Somebody inked it. You know, and now the belt is the same, but it's a little bit bigger, and these pieces are kind of stuffed in. And you can take this sword out as well and have him hold two swords, but I just kind of prefer the look of having one in there. New head sculpt, kind of like Michelangelo, so not as happy. This is kind of like a lot of them look this way in the comics, just kind of straight on. But yeah, nice unit. I love another thing I love is like they have the tails, like you know, the cartoon didn't really put the tails in, I guess, because you know, it could look funny. It is, you know, you know what I mean. I don't know, right? You get it. But you know, they were in the comics, and then, like when I was a kid, I used to draw Ninja Turtles left and right. I always drew them with the tails, and I had to deal with people's smart remarks regarding them. But I'm glad that they had the you know, the kind of the courage to keep them in, because you know, I could see how people could get stressed out about it. But yep, nice unit. Little smudge of paint there below the eye, but nothing to get that upset about. Otherwise, gorgeous. And there's Raphael with the signature size, and you know, once again, you can see the black line work in the handle of the size. Just little stuff they didn't have to do, you know, but they chose to. Like, that's what it's all about. You know, Marvel Legends and people like that could learn a little bit. Now, these are a little bit more expensive than your average Toys R Us figure, but like, you know, I'd rather spend money on something nice than less money on something worthless. Head sculpt's a little different. Little red paint on the top of the forehead there. Right there, but small price to pay. And you know, little touch up on all this, and you have it worked out. Head sculpt's different. He looks, you know, super pissed, which is the way Raphael should look. I love like the, you know, that you can kind of give him like the almost like lazy, like not lazy, but like that, like he's not really like ready for like attack. He's just kind of like showing you he's got him, kind of like position. You know, it's so awesome. You can't really get that out of like, you know, most figures, but it's an awesome set. It's worth its weight in gold. There's no doubt about it. It's one of my favorite toy sets that I have. Joints are nice and stiff. I mean, I think I got Leonardo like in a kicking pose earlier. I mean, you know, still pretty nice. Yeah, old trusty Daredevil. Pretty cool, right? I'm gonna line them all up and just to show you them once again. They look great. They look like brothers. You know, they look like a team. I'm going to do like a close-up on all their faces, just so you can see like the different head sculpts, because there is like a lot of different personality in there. You know? Now, I know the question that's on everybody's mind. Well, not everybody, but a good bit of people. Why are all their masks red, and why are all their elbow bands brown? In the original comics, this is how they were. All their masks were red, all their knee pads and stuff were brown, and the idea was that you couldn't tell which turtle was which, you know, aside from their weapon, you know, because, like, why would you wear an orange mask? Like, you know, first of all, you can't disguise that you're a giant turtle, And secondly, if there was 4 giant turtles and you differentiated yourself with different color masks, then it would be even more obvious which one was which. So ninja-wise, I guess it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Not that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles makes a whole lot of sense, but within its own reality. Do you know what I mean? So they were all red, and then when Playmates kind of got a hold of the licensing, they changed it so that the kids would be able to easily identify each character, and for to sell toys, and so that mom could see, oh, well, obviously it's a different set of characters. I'm not just buying the same one over and over again. But I get into that discussion all the time with people, including my daughter, who's really irritated by this set that they all have red masks, and I'll show you a little bit what conversations like that look like.
Why do they all have red masks?
To hide their identity, so you don't know which one is which.
No, they're not supposed to have colors like that. They're supposed to have different colors like this.
No. In the comics, in the original comics, the source material, they all had red masks. It wasn't until, Playmates and everything got a hold of it, and they had to make it different colors for all the kids to understand who is who and get out of control, because kids can't be trusted to know who is who anymore unless they have a coordinated color system to tell, oh, he's got the orange mask, he's Michelangelo. You know what I mean?
You're ridiculous, Daddy.
I'm ridiculous, huh? So 4 turtles wearing different color masks to hide who they are. So this way you won't know that they're the turtles because they have different color masks. That's disguise. That's not ridiculous. I'll tell you what's ridiculous. The condition of your room is ridiculous. So why don't you go do that? You go clean a room or something. Final thoughts. First, let me give you a little bit of scale. This is like the turtle that you can buy today. It's like the modern day Ninja Turtle from the Nickelodeon. I think it's a Nickelodeon show. There's a big size difference. There's no there is a wrist swivel. This is my daughter's, so it's a little bit in rough shape. But there's no hinge at the wrist. One joint on the head, and no ankle hinge, and only one hinge at the knee. And the paint's obviously not nearly as interesting. And not that these are bad. These are good for what they are, but they're definitely not this. So do I recommend them? Absolutely. If you're a Turtle fan, especially if you're a fan of the original comic line, this is a great set. They're awesome. They're perfect. They're one of my favorite sets. They stop me in my tracks every time I hit the basement, and I just take a look at them. I'll change a pose here and there, and then move on. Like they're great. I enjoy them on a daily basis. So yeah, that's it. Daredevil for good measure. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.